skip in the crumbling Farum Azura that lets you bypass the Godskin duo, but this skip's almost as good as that. With it, you can avoid many of the most annoying enemies in the area. Like, you can totally skip all the birds, shuriken guys, spellcasters, and the dragon just by doing a few careful jumps. Credit to Redditor Luvanir for finding this one. It's not essential, but some of these enemies can just be absolute hell for certain builds. So getting the option to completely bypass them can be pretty handy, even if you just, run by them. Still, these kinds of parkour tricks are awesome if nothing else, so we're always there to highlight these kinds of things. At number 6, the eyes of the flame chariot actually follow you. It's small, but it's a strange thing I didn't notice, and I bet a lot of other people didn't either. Ways to skip parts of levels. We've already covered one pretty decent skip in the crumbling Farum Azura that lets you bypass the Godskin duo, but this skip's almost as good as that. With it, you can avoid many of the most annoying enemies in the area. Like, you can totally skip all the birds, shuriken guys, spellcasters, and the dragon just by doing a few careful jumps. Credit to Redditor Luvanir for finding this one. It's not essential, but some of these enemies can just be absolute hell for certain builds. So getting the option to completely bypass them can be pretty handy, even if you just, run by them. Still, these kinds of parkour tricks are awesome if nothing else, so we're always there to highlight these kinds of things. At number 6, the eyes of the flame chariot actually follow you. It's small, but it's a strange thing I didn't notice, and I bet a lot of other people didn't either. You know these weird flame chariot enemies in Caelid and Liurnia? It seems like their eyes are just grafted onto their faces, basically like the shield version you can get. But no, if you look closely, you can see the eyes actually follow you independently from the rest of the head. Maybe some have noticed this one before, but I didn't. And the Reddit thread posted by Fuzzy Improvement shows us that, well, a lot of other people didn't notice it. To be frank, these things are already fairly weird, so I don't know that everybody's really looking for a new way for them to be weird. But we got it! Like, did we really need some crazy eyes to go with this order? Can I send it back to the kitchen? Can I do that? At number 5, the Wings of Astal has a new sound effect when it's close to the Astal boss fight. Here's a pretty unusual thing that we're crediting to Redditor HansChrist1, who probably wasn't the first person to notice this, but is the only poster I've seen with actual visual proof of this effect. For some reason, when you're close to the Astal boss door, any of the other Astal-likes out there, like Astel or the Malformed Star enemies, the Wing of Astal weapon gets a new sound effect, and its heavy attack gets faster, potentially. Why this happens, there are not clear answers as of right now, but a few people in the thread have some convincing theories. Red Jiggles offered that the Astel boss sounds might have the same ID as the Wing of Astal weapon, so when the boss or enemy is loaded, then the sound changes. Most people recognize the sound being different, but the speed of the attacks is a lot more contentious though. I went and tested the weapon a little bit, and I can't really tell the difference. The speed thing might be confirmation bias, but the sound is definitely different, and even if it's just a bug, it's an interesting little interaction, almost like the wing is somehow still connected to the boss. And number 4 is the weirdness of the deathbed dress. The deathbed dress is just a really weird, buggy piece of armor. Maybe it has something to do with its ability to heal nearby allies or something, but there's just some strange interactions you can do with this thing. Case in point, if you equip a flail and do heavy attacks, apparently you will hurt yourself. That's actually something that's been known for a while now, but another more recent thing, posted by Where'd My Piggy Go, shows us that for some reason, if you try to sneak while wearing the dress, then enemies will pretty much always get alerted before you get close to them. You would think that this dress would be pretty quiet. It's not exactly a heavy suit of armor or anything, so you'd think it wouldn't generate a lot of noise, but apparently not. Try to sneak anywhere wearing it and you get caught no matter where you go. The user speculated it's possible the healing buff the outfit has triggers enemies somehow, and I guess that's as good of a guess as anything else. You'd have to be a crazy person to wear a silky nightgown into a fight though, and I guess the game agrees with that, because any other explanation is just that it's buggy. And number 3 is the Wed Wolf of Radagon, wearing jewelry. There are so many little details in Elden Ring that it's easy to miss all of them, and while this one's kind of minor in the long run, it's unusual. At the Academy of Raya Lucaria, you encounter the Red Wolf of Radagon. For most players, it's only a minor roadblock in the journey, but visually it's a pretty striking creature with its red fur and its lore implications. To say the least, can't be ignored either. But one aspect of it a lot of people missed, myself included, is that it has jewelry. Credit to this one goes to CthulhuBot666, who posted a close-up of the wolf for proof, and yeah, it's got a pierced ear, like that's for sure a pierced ear. There's also metal beads braided into its fur as well. They're all little minor details that are basically impossible to see during the boss fight because it moves around pretty fast, but the attention to detail and the possible lore implications are very interesting and are still being found by players even now, months later. And number 2 is the Subterranean Shunning Ground skip. If you absolutely hate this area, and I don't blame you if you do, it can be pretty rough, this skip is a godsend. Credit for this one goes to 2 people, the real Fluforon for posting the video and DemonBoy995 for suggesting it. It's a relatively simple skip that lets you basically bypass the entire area and skip straight to the elevator that takes you down to the boss. No more basilisks, no more annoying omen guys, no more getting lost in the confusing sewers. Now all you have to do is make a specific jump in the big cistern area that is not far from the first bonfire. It's not the easiest jump to make, but it doesn't require any special weapons or tricks. It just takes practice to pull off. From Software really just can't help themselves with hellish sewer levels in their games, and this place is kind of one of their toughest, so I don't blame anyone for wanting to skip it. And number 1 is using crystal darts on golems to make them go berserk. The discovery is a little older compared to the other stuff on the
Hello everyone. Text, so you know everything that natural board of the void village in this cave, and top there is the location where you want to be at the end of this video and how you can get there. First, you have to complete that Runny's quest. Is not a must, but you have to beat some monster in order to get there. Let me just show you how. As you can see right over here under, you have this Astel natural board of the void. This is the location where you have to be in order to reach that top location. That's why I want to be very specific. The place where you will enter, let me just show you. Okay, so I changed the location because yes, it's pretty complicated to get there. It's not the easiest thing, but I will make it as easy as I can. So you will want to be at a point right over. Now on the big city, it's a pretty early accessible location, this one, the Rani's Rise, right over here. After you're gonna complete the Rani's mission, you can access this grace. Now you want to be here at this tower, the arena, we can do it, to this portal, here to this tree, to the Ainsel River main. Bro, I don't know what I am doing. Now here is the location, here is under the ground. It's ruins. You can take it on this side, but definitely location, and you have to follow that one all the way. Bro, I don't know what I am doing. Now here is the location, here is
समाज का काम है